Center, I extend a warm and loving welcome to each and every one of you to this evening's satsang. I now respectfully request Revered Maharaj to deliver the discourse, followed by a rendition of bhajans.
स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskar to all of you. How should we live in this world? This was one of the questions asked by Mahendranath Gupta to Sri Ramakrishna. Humbly, Mahendranath Gupta is asking Sri Ramakrishna, how ought we to live in the world? Sri Ramakrishna is telling, do all your duties, but keep your mind on God. Live with all, with wife, children, husband, father, mother, and serve them. Treat them as if they were very dear to you. The word or the sentence here is as if they were very dear to you. Why has Master used this? Because nobody will be permanently staying with us. All our relationship, all our living has to end one day. It's a very short period. So now, Master is preparing us. How is he preparing us? Live with all. Treat them as if they were dear to you. But know in your heart of heart that they do not belong to you. Though they are your own, you think that they are your own children, your own father, mother, brothers, sisters. The moment time comes, we have to quit. Nobody can stop. So now, Master gives the wonderful example. If you go to Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna tells about detachment. But it's very difficult to understand those terms. How to get out of that attachment or live in this world in a detached way. Now, Master always used to give very live and day-to-day examples by which every one of us can put that thing into practice. Now, what is the example given by Sri Ramakrishna? A maid servant in the house of a rich man performs all the household duties, but her thoughts are fixed on her own home in her native village. She brings up her master's children as if they were her own. She even speaks of them as my Rama, my Hari, calling the children of her master as her own children. But in the heart of heart, she knows they do not belong to her. The moment the master of the house asks her to quit the job, she has to pack up, bundle up, and then move on. She even speaks of them as my Rama, my Hari, but in her own mind, she knows very well that they do not belong to her at all. Her house really is in the village. The children, everybody, her near and dear ones, are there, her native place. Likewise, Master tells us our truly near and dear one is God. We have to quit everything, this unreal world. It is just like the bubble created on the water. It stays, so many bubbles come together on the surface of the water. So one prick and the bubble bursts. And our dream world bursts and we have to go to the reality. So Master is preparing us. So the best example is given here. There was one saint. He had a almost empty room, no furnitures. He used to sleep on a mat on the ground, no chairs, no table, not even basic minimum furnitures or things in his room. Then one of the visitors, a foreigner, came to visit him, seeing the empty room. Told, how can you live without basic amenities like this? Where are your things? What has happened to them? How can you live like this? Then the saint asked him, where are your things? Then he told, no, I'm a traveler. I'm just roaming about. I'm a traveler. That's why I don't have any things with me. The saint too replied, I'm also a traveler. Come to this world temporarily. So I don't own anything. I have to quit the moment the time comes. I'm also, every one of us are travelers here to this world. Moving forward, Sri Ramakrishna gives another beautiful example. The tortoise moves about in the water. But can you guess where her thoughts are? They are on the bank where her eggs are lying. Likewise, do all your duties in the world. See, never has Sri Ramakrishna asked us to quit our work and then go and think of God or go to the forest, go to some secluded place there, giving up everything. Not at all. He's so practical. He's telling, live in the world, face all the difficulties, do all the work. Know for certain, God only is your own. So, keep your major portion of your mind on God. Catch hold of the feet of God in one hand, and in the other, go on doing all your work. So the best example given is of the tortoise. We all know that the tortoise goes to the bank of the ocean or the river and then lays its egg in the sand, covers it. But when it is moving about, doing its daily chores, the tortoise, though it is doing all the other work, its mind is, major portion of the mind is focused on the eggs. Likewise, Master is telling, is be in the world, do all the duties, but you should be keeping your mind, fix your mind on God. Do all your duties in the world, but keep your mind on God. We all are experts in cutting jackfruits. So, you all know that if you cut the jackfruit without smearing your hands or the knife with oil, then what's going to happen? The jackfruit, when ripened, when you cut it open, it has some gum, which when sticks onto your hand or any other surface of the ground or on the knife, very, very difficult to overcome it or remove it. So now Ramakrishna is comparing this gum to our attachment to this world, to our addiction to the things, to the people of this world. Now, using this wonderful example of cutting the jackfruit, he again drives this point of detachment. If you enter the world without first cultivating love for God, you will be entangled more and more in this world. You will be overwhelmed with the danger, its grief, its sorrows. And the more you think of worldly things, the more you will be attached to them. Then what's the solution? First, rub your hands with oil and then break open the jackfruit. Otherwise, they will be smeared with that sticky milk. First, secure the oil of divine love. And then set your hands to the duties of the world. That's why whenever I ask you to give the Pushpanjali or the flower, we dip that flower with sandalwood. That sandalwood sticks. Oil also, when we are giving oil while the Lord is taking the bath in the puja, we call it as sneha, which sticks. So now, if you don't want your mind, your body to stick to the sorrows and the pains of this world, what is the remedy? You have to stick yourself to something else, which is also sticky, but which is very good. What is that? The oil of devotion to God. So that oil, when you smear your hands and the knife with that oil, then this milky substance or the gum will not trouble you. Likewise, dip your, just like when we are dipping the flower and offering, why do we dip it with sandal paste which is sticky? Because it represents devotion to God. So in every item they will be telling Esha Sachandana Pushpaha, Sachandana means with sandalwood means with the devotion, with the devotion. So if you develop devotion to the feet of the Lord, then you enter this world, then the sorrows, the problems of this world will not trouble you. First rub your hands with oil and then break open the jackfruit. Otherwise, they will be smeared with its sticky milk. First secure the oil of divine love, then set your hands to the duties of the world. Then Ramakrishna tells, yes, you should live in the world, always do your duties, but once in a while you should take some break. Because as you go on working, doing all your duties to your near and dear ones, your battery will get discharged. So you have to charge your battery with spirituality now and then. Then you will get the strength. Then you can jump to the world again and do your duties. So Ramakrishna is telling, but one must go into solitude to attain this divine love. To get butter from the milk, you must let it into curd, set it into curd in a secluded spot. If it is too much disturbed, milk won't turn into curd. Next, you must put aside all other duties, sit in a quiet spot and churn the curd. Only then do you get butter. Nowadays, the modern generation, they do not know what is curd. They are aware of yogurt. They do not know what curd is. So you should know how to get this curd out of the milk. You have to add a little older curd into it, keep it in a warm spot, mix it well to the, first of all, you have to heat the milk, and when it is lukewarm, then you have to add this curd, mix it well, and then keep it in a warm spot. You should never disturb it. Then it sets into curd, the precipitation takes place, the milk coagulates and gets into the form of the curd. After that, butter won't come out. You have to take a churning rod and churn it well. While the churning process is going on, then the watery buttermilk gets separated, and the butter comes, it starts floating on the top. Then you can take that and keep it in either in water or any other substance. It would not get mixed with anything other than that. So butter will stay afloat on the water or whatever you put into. Likewise, Ramakrishna is giving this example, telling that if you go to the secluded place, think of God, churn your mind with discrimination, viveka, know what is right, wrong, what is good, what is bad. Churn your mind and see that all the bad things goes away. Then, like the curd, your mind will become like the butter, it will become pure and start floating. Though it is in the world, it will not touch the world. Though you immerse that butter in water, you will always float. It will not get mixed up with water. Likewise, when you develop devotion to your mind and then jump into the world and do all your activities, it will not get attached and it will not get into problems and sorrows, and it will be, though in the world, it will be separate from the world. The best example again given by Ramakrishna is the boat should be in the water. You cannot keep the boat away. But the water should not be in the boat. The boat can be in the water, it has to be in the water, but water should not be in the boat. Likewise, we should be in the world, but the world should not enter our mind, ourselves. How? So first of all, you have to fill yourself with God. Then the world cannot enter you, trouble you. Further, by meditating on God in solitude, the mind acquires knowledge. We think knowledge means collection of some information from the book. No, that is not knowledge. Knowledge of God, the divine quality of God, the divine quality of who you are, your true nature, that is knowledge. When you put that knowledge into work, into action in your day-to-day life and get the experience of it, that's called wisdom. So, Master is telling further, by meditating on God in solitude, the mind acquires knowledge, dispassion. Now we are having a lot of passion to all the worldly things. Then you get dispassion. When you get real passion at the feet of the Lord, then you will not like all these things at all. And devotion. But the very same mind goes downward if it dwells in the world. What is the nature of our mind? See the children, see the mind of the anybody for that sake. Okay, why? What to speak about the mind? See the air, see the water now, just now, because of the rain, you can see water flowing. Where does the water flow? It flows from the higher level to the lower level. Where does the air current flow? From the higher level to the lower level. What about electrons? You have electricity. You create potential difference. It flows from higher potential to the lower potential. So you have to create that potential difference. So the electrons also, any current for that sake, flows from higher level to the lower level. So our mind is also not separate from this. It will always, the tendency is to go to lower level. Why? Because what is the thing called in the electricity? It's called resistance. So where will the current flow? Where there is least resistance. Where will the air flow, water flow? Where there is least resistance. Likewise, our mind also will flow in the direction where it can quickly get joy. So in the worldly things, and all the other dirty things, the mind can get joy quickly, so it will rush towards that. So now, as you all know, water tends to flow downwards. But the rising sun, the blazing sun, due to its heat, it can vaporize, make the water which is heavy going down lighter and water vapor, and take it up, make it cloud. Take that cloud and put that water wherever it's necessary and grow the cloud. The Guru, the Lord, the devotion, the Sun, the Lord who is within us, with his power, he can raise our mind level. That's what Master is telling. The world is water and the mind milk. If you pour milk into water, they become one. You cannot find the pure milk anymore. But turn the milk into curd and churn it into butter, then when the butter is placed in water, it will float. So practice spiritual discipline in solitude and obtain the butter of knowledge and love, the devotion to the Lord. Even if you keep that butter in the water of the world, the two will not mix. The butter will float. Together with this, you must practice discrimination. What is discrimination? Which was practiced by the apartheid regime, is it? That is also discrimination. Should we practice the discrimination? No. Here, the Sanskrit word for discrimination is viveka. What is that viveka? All of us have been given that discerning power. It is there in all of us. If you use it, then you can see the result of it. It's discrimination. Discriminate between the right and the wrong, good and the bad, that which is God and that is against God. So now you go on, not this, neti neti marga, discriminating. Vichara, it's called in Sanskrit, the term is vichara. From viveka, the vichara. You have the power of discrimination, you have to start using it. We don't use it at all. We behave instinctively, just like the animals. They are basing their whole activity on instinct. It's hungry, it sees food, goes and take it. Whether it doesn't know whether it is stealing it or troubling others, no. So there is no discrimination here. They are instinctively basing their actions. So now, viveka is to always make use of the faculty of thinking, discriminating, right between the wrong and everything, good between the good to the evil and everything. Then you will be seeing it and properly doing the action. So that's why Master is telling, together with this, you must practice discrimination. What is the thing which is troubling in this world? Just like in algebra, especially in mathematics, you will see that you will take down, you will simplify everything into what is the value of x and y. So likewise, Master Ramakrishna simplifies this whole world, the attraction of the world, into x and y, two things. What is that? This world is nothing but that, nothing else. You go on simplifying everything. Finally, it will boil down to these two things. What is this Kamini Kanchana? Lust and greed. That's all. Yes. Is there any other proof? Has any great person told about it? Yes. Lord Krishna has told in the Bhagavad Gita when Arjuna tells, "Oh Lord, we want to lead a good life. We don't want to get into trouble. We are always aspiring to be good. But something in our mind, something in us always goads us, force us to do the wrong thing, to get into a wrong mode of life. What is that, O Lord? Esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhavaha maha ashano mahapapma vidyena miha vairinam. What is that? Kama esha. This is lust. Kama esha. Krodha esha. This is anger. Rajoguna samudbhavaha. This comes out of the rajas, the quality of rajas. Samudbhavaha. Udbhavaha means which is coming up or getting birth in. Maha ashana. What is ashana? Fire. It is great fire which will burn you. So you think the fire is outside. No, it is inside you which is already burning, started burning you from within. Maha ashanaha, maha papma. These are the things which will would you force you into sinful activity. When Arjuna asked that question, Master has made it very, very simple and is telling, simplified the whole world into this lust and greed. Kama, kanchana. So that is discrimination. So finally, with this word, yes, discrimination, together with all the devotion and everything, you must practice discrimination. Kama and this lobha is impermanent. God is the only essential substance. What does a man get with money? Only food, cloth and dwelling place, nothing more. You cannot realize the truth, God with its help. Therefore, money can never be the goal of life. This is the process of discrimination. You understand? Master has asked the question. Now start analyzing and thinking and go to the real from the unreal. Go towards the light from the darkness. Satoma Satgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma, from mortality, from death. Amritangamaya, let us go towards immortality. Why? Why should we go towards immortality? That's your birthright. It's your real nature. That is, you are all the children of immortality. So let us move towards that. Master has given us a wonderful way to reach it. So let us slowly think, meditate. See, that is the way by which we can meditate. Now we have heard the words of the Master. Start when your meditation, think of Master talking about it. Repeat, it is the chewing of the cud. Whatever you have heard now, the words of the Master, reload it again, bring it back, think on it. See that Master is telling those, that form of the Master is there. So it is live, it is not static meditation. It is live, animated meditation. Master is telling all these things, and then practice. What wonderful way of meditating on the Master. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna.